we are, the moment of truth. We're going to do a couple of practice turns. This is the start of the game, so my players, all the players are fully loaded with weapons and shields. I'm just going to quickly show you an example. In order to be on a turbulent tile, your spaceship has to be touching the graphic. So any part of the spaceship touching the graphic, here I'd be in the small asteroids, there I'd be in the large asteroids. This is the comet. All right, so when you flick, that's the space warp, which puts you back on your home planet. In order to land on the moon or the planet, you have to just be touching it again. So that's just the flight rules. Now the other thing is the 3-strike rule. So basically, if you flick and you go one or less tiles, spaces, that counts as a strike. So that would be strike 1. Now if you do it again, strike 2. So as soon as you do 1 strike, the pirates take note of you. 2nd strike, the pirates lock on. If your 3rd flick in a row is 1 or less tiles, then they shoot at you and you take a shield damage. And every subsequent turn that you do that, they're gonna shoot at you and take a shield damage. Now the reason for that rule is to basically stop players from kind of navigating around the board like this with just touching and flicking, really slowly. Obviously, you only earn coordinate cards if you flick and do a successful flight of more than 3 spaces. So from here, if I flick and land in open space, if I flick from here and I land here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be a successful recon mission. That would earn me a coordinate card, and on my player board, I would put that I completed 1. Now I continue my flight as part of that action, and if at any point I do that again, I do a flight of 4 or more, I would earn my 2nd recon mission and my 2nd coordinate card at the end of the turn. So now before you start, you want to kind of look at the space tile board. I see that there's 2 pirates here on the green moon. So I may want to take out that threat. I also, I have a green and an orange card. You talk to the other players and see what they have. I see that the orange player, Captain Ryder, the geologist, has a green and orange also. So he starts on the orange planet. So if I make my way around to the orange planet, at the start of his turn, he could give me one of those orange cards. And maybe eventually I could give him the green card. So pretty much ready to go. You start your flight action by turning over turning on your fuel cell, which is turning over the sand timer. And one thing you want to note is when you turn it over, what side is up. So the gray side is up. So I'm going to use the gray token here for the fuel. And the reason you do that is at any point in the game, if you have to pause your fuel or you land, you'll know what side you have to put back up when if you start your engine again. Okay, so all that, and Josiah is ready. He's the petroleum specialist. He can use the reserve fuel tank on his turn without spending an action, so that's nice if I need it as I work my way around here. So here we go, first shot, engines on, take off. Okay, so I'm gonna pause it for explanation. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's not open space. The blue moon is right there. So it's not a successful recon mission, right? I would have had to land here on that shot for a successful recon mission. So I'm just explaining that. So my flight continues, all part of the same action. So I'm still on my first action. So I'm going to try another just to continue my flight. But I have to be careful if I go this way because that pirate token is there, and I don't want to hit that. So I'm going to try and go up this way. So there I'm touching the storm. So every player will have a reference card. It's much smaller than this in the actual game, but the storm is a bad place to be. You're trapped in the storm until the current fuel timer runs out. Continue a reserve tank available. So what's cool about Josiah is he can continue with his reserve tank because it is available and it's not another action for him. So he's able to get out of that storm, although still hasn't done anything good so far on his turn. Again, I did a nice flight, but I'm still not in open space, and now my fuel timer is starting to run out. Still trying to make my way over to orange here. Finally, in open space, it's where the ball is. So I'm able to get 1 recon mission there because I went more than 4 tiles. And I'm almost out of fuel, so I'm going to try 1, 2. So I've landed on the orange planet with just a tiny little bit of fuel left. So, woo! So that was actually all just 1 action. Luckily, I was able to get out of that storm because I had my reserve tank, and again, Josiah doesn't have to use it as an action. So I landed here. As a second action, I'm going to refuel. So now when you refuel both the main tanks and the reserve tank. As a third action, I'm going to plant a flag. Let's see, Orange Planet doesn't have any pirates, so I don't have to worry about that right now. So I am going to plant a flag. And again, the game is semi-cooperative, so planting a flag gives me an advantage if I have the majority flags. Right now, we both have one. And then that was my third action. As my last action, I'm going to go ahead and plant a pirate patrol on this planet. So what that does is, if pirates attack and they take an Orange Planet card, instead of placing a pirate, you would remove the pirate patrol token. So not a great turn because I only earned one coordinate card, but not a failure. You know, one is better than none. So so here's the end of the turn. So now I get my coordinate card. So I draw the one that I earned, and I discard the one that I didn't earn. So that's very important. Every turn, two cards are going to basically be turned over. You either earn them both. Maybe you earn one like I just did and not the other one, or you might not earn any if you don't do any successful recon missions, and then at that point you would turn them both over. So I'm at the end of my turn, and now the pirates attack. So we're at the beginning of the game, so the pirates turn over two cards. So the first card that's turned over and they attack is the purple satellite, so we take a token and put it on the purple satellite, and then the next place they attack is the green planet. So now there is a pirate token on the green planet. So you'll see this starts to get hairy really quickly. So now the entire turn is over, and now the orange player goes. So what you do with this green player before you remove it is you add a little sticky note, which is the marker, and now I know to start my next turn on the orange planet, but I remove it from the board so that it doesn't interfere with anything. And the orange player is Captain Ryder, the geologist. So on his turn, he's going to go ahead and give me an orange card as a trade. So that's his first action, and that's free. Now, if he was going to, let's say, trade another orange card, you can only trade the card of the planet you're on, then that would actually cost him an action, and the pirates also take notice of it, and if you do it again, they attack you. So anyway, he doesn't have another orange card. His bonus card is a Sonic Blast. Destroy one pirate ship on your tile, plus each tile that surrounds your current location. Discard the markers. Players also take 1 damage. So it's a good way to get rid of a lot of pirates, when you play it in the right spot. So if I was here and I played that card, I would take the pirate out on the planet, and I would take one out on the moon. So that would be a good place to play. So you do want to see what bonus cards you have, and then you also want to look at the board and see, again, there is a pirate patrol here, so the orange planet is safe. The orange satellite does have 1. The green moon has 2. So here's an example. Maybe we end up on the green moon, so I'm going to start my flight. I got to turn on my engine, and I'm going to try and go on successful recon missions this way. So here we go. Nice. Okay, so that was, I'm going to pause it for a second. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was actually 7 tiles, that flight. So it's a successful recon mission, so I put that. Now, also because it was 5 or more tiles, the flight, I earn a bonus card. Now, the ones you earn during your turn, you can't use them until the start of your next turn. But still, you could earn unlimited amount of bonus cards, but you can only have 3 in your hand at any time. So I would not have turned this down if we're, in the real game. I would have just continued. I just paused it to explain what happened there. So again, part of the same flight. A little trickier. Okay, so that was only 1, 2, 3. So I am in open space, but it wasn't far enough to earn me a recon. Now, continue the flight. Just got to be careful with this guy. I do want to get over to the green planet, so maybe I'll cut across. Right now, the black hole is dormant, so we don't have to worry about it. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I just earned another successful recon mission, and now still have some fuel left. I'm just going to try and land on the moon. Boom, perfect. So that was a great flight, a great turn. I earned 2 recon. I successfully completed 2 recon, so I'm going to earn 2 coordinate cards. And I ended up on the green planet. So my first action, I gave away a card, so that was a trade. My second action was the flight. So now this is my third action. So for my third action, I am going to attack, and with one attack, yeah, I'm going to shoot 2 pirates because I have 2 weapons. So I just killed those 2 guys. They're out. And so for my fourth action, I'm going to refuel. So I'll start my next turn with a full tank of gas. So those are all 4. So now I take the coordinate cards that I earned, and first one is green. So good, I already had green, and he only needs 4. And then the second coordinate card, oh, is the black hole. So this, you pause the game when there's a black hole card, and basically bad things happen, right? The first thing you do is you take a pirate card, and you're going to add 1 to that pirate, to that space. So here's Orange Moon. Then you're going to shuffle these cards that have been discarded from the pirate attack and put it back on top of the pirate attack deck. You move this up 1, and it says here black hole. So the black hole now becomes active. It is now basically a space in the middle of the board that you could fall into, and then you have to do a black hole recovery, so that's bad. And unfortunately, Ryder does not get a second card. So now the end of this whole black hole action is I have to now flip over 2 cards, and pirates attack, this is the end of the pirate attack turn. So sector 2 gets a pirate. There was already 1 there, and the blue planet gets a pirate. So as you can see, because you shuffle them and put them back on top, the rate of attack is going to intensify. Now there's already 3 pirates on the blue planet, and there's definitely a blue planet card here. So that's going to be the next thing that they're going to try and take out. So, for the sake of this video, we're gonna stop it here. We'll do another video with the game further along. And maybe towards the end of the game. But again, on your turn, if you go 4 or more tiles, it's a successful recon mission. That's really what you're trying to do more than anything else. And once you earn the 5 matching coordinate cards of 1 type, then you could go to that planet, discard those cards, get the rare crystal, and then bring it to the satellite. It is a lot. It is intense. It's going to challenge even the best flickers in the game.